guys, this is Miss Israel coming from Einstein High School. Today we're going to be looking at Unit 2, Topic 2, Question 33. In art class, students create a project with blocks in a pattern. Students will use algebra to describe the pattern. A student writes two formulas on the board. So we see a recursive function here where f of 1 is identified as 3 and f of n is equal to 2 times f of n minus 1. And then we have our explicit rule, f of n equals 3 times 2 to the power of n minus 1. Write the first five terms of the sequence. So I'm going to make a table. All right. And I'm going to do n and f of n. And you'll see from our formula, we already know that the first term is f of 1 equals 3. We also see that there in the explicit formula, so I'm going to put 1 and 3. And then what we need to do is figure out our pattern. What is happening here? So if I look at my two formulas, I see this 2 in both formulas. And so what this is saying is multiply the previous term by 2. And in our explicit equation, we have a base of 2. And when we're dealing with exponents, if something is a base of 2, it means that we're going to be using 2 as our power, and we're going to multiply our numbers times 2 over and over again. So let's continue. We need the first 5 terms. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we know that the pattern is going to be multiply times 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. And 24 times 2 is 48. So those are the first 5 terms of our sequence. You want to know the value of f of 30. Is it more efficient to use the recursive or explicit formula? Explain your answer. Okay, well, when we were filling out the table, what we really were doing was using the recursive pattern, because the recursive pattern says multiply the previous term times 2. So if you look at what we did, we started with 1 and I multiplied times 2. So 3 times 2 is 6, and we're just going to keep that pattern going. And that's really what we're doing when we complete a recursive, use the recursive formula. The explicit formula, however, allows us to. Okay, we're looking at part B. You want to know the value of f of 30. Is it more efficient to use the recursive or explicit formula? Explain your answer. Okay, so again, the recursive formula, all it tells us to do is multiply 2 times the previous term. So if we did that, if we try to find f of 30 using the recursive formula, we would just have to keep multiplying and keep our table going until we get to 30. So I would say that the explicit formula is going to be more efficient. The reason we substitute explicit formula the value of 30 for n. All right, that's going to do it for question 33. Join me for question 44.